Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I got a small project here for the next couple of days that I'm wanting to do on my truck, and that is to redo my headliner and fix a few leaks. And there's some other problems here and there that's going on the interior here, but I think this is a good small project I can do to this thing. That's give or take under $100, and it's not too terribly difficult. So let me get inside here real quick. And here's my headliner. As you can tell, it's drooping about everywhere. Looks like crap. I have a missing piece over there, broken. Some of these pieces look pretty terrible. I do have a leak. I have a couple of water leaks actually. I have one coming from the middle here. I have a couple from about where the door is shut right here, and the same on the other side. So I'm going to be trying to address all of that, as well as redo this headliner to black. So I'm going to be doing a black suede on this headliner. All of these trim pieces, including these, I'm going to be painting black, and as well as these. And hopefully we can do, a little bit of a 2-for-1 thing here, fix it and make it look nicer for under $100. Who doesn't want to do that, right? Now, first things first, if you're going to want to take the headliner off, there's going to be a whole bunch of trim pieces on the roof here you're going to want to take off. This being one of them. You're going to want to pop that off and disconnect it from, you can kind of pull this down once you take it out, and there's a little clip on it. I'll video that, but you're going to want to disconnect that. The next are going to be these. There's one right here, one on the other side, same thing. Mine's is already kind of loose, so this won't be so difficult to come off, but those just kind of pop down, and I believe you can leave it on there and just take the whole headliner off with them on. Next is going to be this. This is not too hard to take off either. There's one screw right there, and you unscrew that and it falls down here and you pull it out. So these are after that, both sides. These are both held on by screws. 1, 2, 3 on this side, 1 on this side. You can pop these out. Ouch, I just whacked myself in the face with my phone. And that ought to make that easier. Don't do what I just did. These are gonna want to come out next. Well, you might have something here. Mine's is missing, so hooray for me. That's one less thing I have to do. But on that side, you're gonna want to take that out. And let me go over onto that side actually. Yeah, my truck is a whole bunch of different colors and a bunch of pieces, but it works and I'm happy. I will be correcting that in the near future. I want to put a Cadillac front in this thing if I can and paint it all green. Anyways, that's beside the point. This thing right here. So I believe there's one clip right here, kind of where my finger is, facing that way inside there. Very easy to break these. So you want to take some sort of plastic pry tool, just put it in right here and pry it out kind of this way. You don't want to pry it out this way. You don't want to pry it out that way. You kind of want to go towards the middle of the cab here, prying that out to try and not break it. And I believe the last things that need to come out, or at least come loose, will be these guys. I believe these are just popped in. You have to take the seatbelt out first over here. I think there's a bolt holding that in over there. Once you pop this out, and you just loosen this and pull it out. Same on the other side, and you got these 2 pins. One right here, and you got one right there. And you just pop those out, and that should be everything holding the headliner up. It should just kind of fall after that. If you have an extended cab truck like me, thankfully, I believe it is easy on these. It is way easier on these than a crew cab because the doors open, outwards. So you can just kind of lower it and pull it right out, which is great. You don't got to fold it up or anything. Single cab, I think, is easy too because, you only have 2 sets of doors, or 1 set of doors. So hopefully you're like me and you have an extended cab. All right, looky here. That shit's about to come out. That wasn't too bad. The roof is honestly not terrible. I thought there was gonna be more rust. Thank God there isn't. It just seems to be right where the water's leaking, which I can sand and patch easily. Getting this out, I did what I wanted. I just pulled the glue off the wires, or the wires off the glue, and it came off easily. There wasn't much glue to begin with. So you don't got to disconnect anything down there. It doesn't have to be a pain in the ass. Just drop it, turn it, and pull it out this way. And it should just come out. All right, welcome back. This is day 2. The stuff I ordered finally came in, and I just wanted to do a cost breakdown real quick on this stuff. This is the can. This is a can of glue for the headliner. It says right here, headliner adhesive. This was, I paid $15 for it, but that was on a Black Friday sale on Amazon. So I believe regular 25 bucks, I paid 15. This right here is the headliner itself. I paid $40 for it, another Black Friday sale item, and I believe normally that is maybe around 50 bucks. So for just the headliner repair alone, I paid maybe around $55, 60 bucks. So it's not so bad, but if it's not on sale, then it might be more like 80 bucks. So it's still not too bad, but this is just for the headliner stuff. As we can see right here, I have my headliner very nicely placed on a pair of horsies. So I've done a little bit of stuff to it already. I've already peeled back most of it, but I wanted to go over exactly what you want to do and the cleanup for it. So when you get your headliner off, you know, you're going to have a few things sticking through it. As you can see, the handles, you're going to have 3 handles if you're like me, an extended cab. You're gonna have one right there, and there's one over there missing. I took it off already, but you're gonna have those, and that's gonna be all you have to take off of it once you get this off. And as you can see, as I pull this back, I've done a little bit of work up here. So first things first, you're gonna want to take off the rest of those handles, and let me do that. So the way to take off these handles is that there's a you're gonna want these popped out, as you had to do to get it out, and there's gonna be these little tabs on it, as you can see right here, 1 and 2 plastic tabs. Very easy to break, but they essentially just hold it in. So let me see if I can take that out. You want maybe some pliers, something like that. You're going to want to do this on all of them, because they're going to be on all of them. So. Just like that, and then you can wiggle it off. As you can see, this one's kind of broken, so that's fine. As long as this core part is all right, it'll still hold itself on when you go to put everything back on. There you go, just like that. And you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side too. One right there, and you're going to have one right there. So I'll get back to you when they're all right. So the handles are all off. Once you take those clips out, you just pull it out. Easy as that. Now it's time to take the old headliner itself off, and this is going to make a mess. So be warned, you're going to want to have a vacuum ready, or a broom. And just want to make sure you don't like these edges on these things. You see right here, they're pretty easy to break, so you just want to be careful pulling it off on the edges. You don't want to just like rip it off. Around. Just pull all of it off. Ugh, this stuff is gross. Once you do that, you're going to be left with all this crap on there. You want to get all of that off. Easy mistake to make is to just shoot this with glue. Put the headliner on it. It won't stick good. It'll come off very shortly. So take all of this old foam off, and I believe this is like a fiberglass type of material. Like, feels like fiberglass or cardboard. It's one of them. But you want to clean that up pretty good. Make sure you get all that stuff off. And I've seen people use sanders, powered sanders. I don't want to do that because I don't want to burn a hole through this. So what I've found gets rid of it pretty easily is just a brush. I mean, like a thick bristled brush, you know, something pretty stiff. That seems to work pretty well with getting all this shit off. Now it's quite a bit cleaner. You really want to take your time on this part because, I mean, you don't want to put your new headliner on and it starts unsticking, you know? Just take your time, take as much of that foam off as you can, clean it up. You don't got to go freaking grinding this shit down to nothing, but, you know, really try to get all that foam off. So now we have a good base to lay our new headliner upon. And that is what we're going to do now. Liner looks freaking nice. Probably just because it looks new. But anyways, I'm going to just roll that out. And here we are. Look at that. Probably want to wear some gloves so you don't mar it up. Okay, I'm back again. I think I might be a little too cold to spray this. It's about 50 something degrees right now, and I think this can's low is 65. So I put the can in some warm water, and hopefully it sprays a little better because it'll spray in like silly string. All right, welcome back to this piece. It's mostly done. I cut most of the holes in it. I fucked up in a few places, but that's all right. I don't know if you can see that right there. That's the big mess up area. I patched it as best as I could, but you know what? As a whole, this is way better than what came out. So it is ready to go in. Here's another tip. The adhesive is having a few problems in the back mostly. And I'm going to say that's because it was too cold when I sprayed it. So when you do it, if you do it, buy 2 cans and spray it when it's warm. Don't make the mistake I made. But like I said, I'm still happy with where it's at. It's much better than what came out. So it is going to go back in a second. All right, so one last thing I wanted to do before I start putting the roof back up is I bought some of this sound deadening insulation. and it kind of just comes in like these little tiles, and it's got some sticky rubber on the back, and you just stick it to your roof. So I figure with the roof being off and it being bare metal and all, that I should just, stick some to the roof and see maybe they'll make an improvement. I only got 10 square feet of it, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to perfectly cover the whole roof, but I should be able to cover most of it, at least these flat spots. So you got one right there and the rest of this over there. So I'll get back to you when the whole roof is insulated. All right, or most of it. I got most of that insulation on. Like I said, I couldn't cover everything, but it's a good portion of the roof that's covered, so hopefully it'll make a difference. So now it's time to start putting everything back together. Okay, so I've kind of cheated a little bit here. I don't know if you can see the wire harness, but I kind of taped it to the ceiling. Not kind of, I did. So that won't get in the way when I'm putting the thing up. And I taped it in a way where all the wires are kind of in the right spot to come out of the hole. So I don't see why I shouldn't do this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the thing on and then pull the wires out the hole. And once it's up there, I don't care what it does. All right, so here we go. Finished product. Just put it all back together after a few time skips to, work some things out. It is where I want it. Is it perfect? No. This is my first time doing anything like this. It could have been, the adhesive could have been pressed better. I could have got more adhesive, but You know, with where it's at now versus where it was before, I'm happy. These are the pieces that I just painted. Black, kind of to match this, as well as this right here was painted black. But other than that, everything's a stock color. I might take that off and paint it black too, or brown. But I think if I do that, because these are items that I touch more, I'm going to get a better paint, SCM, and use adhesion promoter. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with where it's at. I think it looks pretty good. And hopefully, if you plan on doing this, you know, this might make it a little easier for you. You can see all the mistakes I made. Don't make them. And yeah, thanks for watching.